Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. The summer fun never stops ending.
Even though the summer's over in San Diego, the fun never quite stops. Boating is huge over there year-round.
Somebody didn't read their navigational signs. Text you a picture?
You gotta love this lady. She asks our crew here to go ahead and text her a picture. She says she doesn't want to see the picture, but the other guys on the boat want to. I think I'm more in her boat. I probably wouldn't want to see this with the boat up high and dry. Welcome back, crew, to this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week.
Keep it between the navigational beacons. That's what Jimmy Buffett always says.
Here in the South, we've got a saying that's keep her between the ditches. Now that's typically referring to a car, but I guess it could apply to boating as well, but it won't always work. Our guy gets up and walks it off like a champ. He winds up okay in this one, but I'm not sure if keeping her between the ditches worked so well for this crew, but I'm assuming this crew was in a rush. They didn't use any straps of any kind, tried to use the human strap, and it didn't work in their favor. Rushing is where many mistakes are made in boating. Too often, people just rush into things and, well, bad things happen, like this situation here. Our crew released the bow eye strap too early. All of a sudden, their boat goes right off the trailer and down the ramp. Our guy jumps out of the truck too early, forgetting to put it into park. The next thing we know, we have the boat in the water, truck in the water, and our guys in the water as well, and just a bad overall situation. All because he probably rushed a little too fast to try and get things done. Now, boating, especially in the pleasure business, is not a race. There's no need to try and rush and get things done. In boating, stop, take your time, and always assess every situation. Because even when we really look at this, sure, it was a chain reaction situation, but it all stems back to one thing. If they would have never unhooked the bow eye strap from the trailer prior to that boat touching the water, none of this would have ever happened. And now we got our guy diving in, going to save his boat. But it really is one of the biggest mistakes, as we mentioned, we see made. We get sent tons of videos every week, and many of the mistakes we see all stem from the same thing: people being in a rush. Being in a rush in many different ways. They could be rushing to beat people to the boat ramp, skipping the line of people waiting at the boat ramp, trying to beat a bridge before it closes, trying to beat a larger vessel to a bridge just to try and get in front of it so it doesn't get caught at the bridge. So many different things we see go wrong, and so many captains that put themselves and their crews in these situations without really ever thinking about the ramifications or the way that they're endangering the people on their vessel or others around them. So what can you do as a captain of your vessel to try and avoid these types of situations where you find yourself rushing? Well, first off, you can stop, take a step back, and assess every situation you're about to go into. What are the ramifications of doing the process you're about to do? Do you really need to do the things you're about to do on your boat? So for example, in this situation, the bridge is coming down. Do you want to rush to try and beat the bridge? Yeah, sure, it sounds like it might save you 30 minutes, but it might cost you more money and time in the long run. I know it sounds like fun to be a full send guy, get out there full throttle all the time, but even the full send guys, well, they find themselves in trouble from time to time. And sure, taking that shortcut to the sandbar sounds like it might get your crew to the party quicker, but the reality is that's not always going to be the case, and sometimes trying to take shortcuts in boating is going to find you in a situation you don't want to be in, especially if you're trying to anchor or leave a boat for a long period of time. Always stop, take your time, make sure it's done right.
Well, Broncos guru, here we go. Welcome to the beginning of salvage season. This is not the first boat to go ashore, but she's a pretty good one. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, as you know, the storms get really bad really quick. So if you don't check your moorings, you don't check your anchor, this is what you end up with. Another disaster for us to clean up.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Adam Coolidge, Captain Nick, Christian Iverson, Cody Stevens, and Jason Everett did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.